Wanted to embrace what it takes for it, pouring something to the world. Willing to erase what I'd lose for it, to accept what I assume. So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot, searching for something.
Yeah.
Destined for nothing.
Oh, yeah. Over and over. I'm auditioning just in case, Joel. In case my boys ever need me to fill in. St. Ricketts with Fire Cannot Burn at www.stricketts.com. Of course, it is the theme song to the one, the only, the You Show.
Ew.
You.
Sorry.
That's okay. I am Jeff the Shark Perini. Now, Choose already in the house. Good evening, my man, one of our absolute greatest fans. We love you, dude. Thanks for tuning in. With me, as always, the co-hostess with the mostest, the sister from another mister. And I got to tell you, man, groovy outfit tonight. The hair looking great. Always gorgeous. The one and only Miss Jewel Tatey. Jewel, good evening.
Good evening, Jeff. How we doing? Yeah, I had to do some gold and 70s attire for our guest tonight.
I like it. Yeah, I seen that little post where he was, wanted to get back to the 70s style, which is very cool.
We try to keep in theme.
We try. We always try. Jen Himes in the house. Jeff and Jewel, how are you guys? We are terrific.
Hello.
Good evening. Great to see you. I know why she tunes in. She tunes in to check out the Funko Pop wall. I get it. That's cool. Alicia Geist, my cousin in the house. Good evening. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Tuesday night, Joel. I'm starting to enjoy these Tuesday nights. I've gotten into the flow. Wednesday nights, I've been finding myself doing not much, but, I enjoy Tuesdays. What do you think? How's Tuesdays coasting for you?
I don't know. I feel like I'd like it midweek because I have something to look forward to, and then you wake up and it's Thursday, but I don't know. I mean, Tuesday's a nice change of pace. Last week was weird, though. That just threw me way off doing the show so early.
Yeah, that had to be something else. We are both back where we belong. I am back from Sea Isle, back into Bucks County. Jewel is back from California, back up in her section of Montgomery County. Jewel, quick roundup of our California adventure. How was it?
Oh, my God. It was amazing. I honestly never thought I would make it out there, and just to be out there, I saw so much of my family. I saw my cousins, my aunt, and it was just great. Like I didn't know what to expect with like the weather, but the weather was beautiful. We were on Newport Beach, and then we stayed in LA for a night, so it was just we got the entire tour, and I feel like I think we saw Kevin Hart too. I have videos, so I'm gonna let people decide, but I'm like 99% sure it was Kevin Hart.
I believe it. I know he's a big fan of the show as well.
Yeah, he was dancing. So it's pretty funny.
Awesome. Good stuff. And welcome back. A huge thanks to our guest from last week, the incredibly funny and lovely Cocky Rocky. She was great. Comedian. Really funny. Great time. Had a lot of fun with her. A lot of good shares. And we really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed myself side busting laughing. I apologize to her for a little bit of technical setbacks we had, but she was great, Joel.
You enjoyed yourself a whole lot.
I really did. I like her. I think she's cute. She's definitely funny and very outgoing. And she's another one that said, book the trip. I'm coming out to PA.
It needs to happen. All of our guests need to come by us, our area, and do shows. That's what you sign up for.
Maybe by the time everything is all said and done and built and everything's in format, maybe for like the 300th episode, we try to get everybody who's ever been on the show. That would be something else.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, 200th. That's coming up.
Yeah, 2 of them's coming up, but it's coming up. Sounds weird, but quicker than we know it. Well, it's still about, I guess, probably about 6 months away. If you figure one a week,
New
still got 39 more to go.
Whoa.
I know, right? But we made it. We made it this far. We're going to make it that far and farther. There's only one person who won't be invited to the 200th or the 300th. I won't mention his name, but let's just say he gave up on us quite a long time ago. Thank you. I'm not afraid to say I'm not paying.
I was like, there's a couple people I'm not sure you're talking about who just gave up.
I'm not paying this person any more homage. I'm not giving him any more props. I'm not even mentioning his name anymore.
Old news.
Let's just say his name is short for Richard.
Okay.
He's a Richard.
All right.
But let's not have a bad time. Let's have a good time next. We got a great guest. We got a musician out of New York. Guy's been around a long time. He's got some great music. Brand new song just out. Compared to the likes of Jason Mraz, which is cool. His name is David D'Alessio. Very excited for him tonight. Joe, we got 2 songs too. One is the brand new Before Tonight, just out. We'll play that for you in a little bit, and then he's got a brand new video as well for Throw Yourself. I forgot. I cut off the rest of it. Anyway, but yes, he's got a brand new video as well, and we'll get to both of those songs through the program. One before and one after. But let's do a top 5 list. Where's that echo coming from? I'm echoing from somewhere.
Is it my end?
I don't know. Maybe it sounds like it's on.
Maybe turn your volume down. Let's
try that. Let's try turn the sound card down a smidge. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Okay. Anyway, it is top 5 time. And usually we try to get the top 5 to match the guest, but we're running out of top male singer, top female singer, this, that, and the other thing. So I was in a car the other day, heard a song. I'm like, there's a new category. And it's top 5 songs with numbers in the title.
Interesting.
And I didn't realize how many of these I really enjoy. A lot of them.
So you looked up a list because...
No, I actually had about 8 of them come to my head. And I'm like, let me check the list, make sure I'm not missing any that I really like. And I was good with the ones I got. So, as always, it looks like you haven't done yours.
Because I know there has to be a Bruce song with the number in it. And I just can't think. 41 shots, that's one.
That's easy. I'll even text. Should I text it to you? Because it's easy.
What?
Stop it.
Please tell me, because it's not in my list.
It's not on your list?
No.
10th Avenue Freezing. Come on. Even I knew that.
That's my number one. That's my number one.
Yeah, it's like a great, like, I don't like a lot of Bruce songs. I love
that's a fun
Avenue
one.
Freeze Out. That's a great song. So I'm going to start. I got a tie for number 5. Of course, I'm doing it with graphics, which Joe always hates. Tie for number 5, Smashing Pumpkins with 0. It's a number. I love 0. It's a great song. A tie for number 5, one of my favorite all-time jams, Chicago, 25 or 624. Which somebody told me is about smoking pot. Is that true? I don't know.
I don't know.
Possibly.
I mean, wouldn't be a further stretch.
I don't know. Like I said, a lot of them came to my mind just like in the shower and just like thinking. And of course, one of those is Song 2 by Blur, the famous woo-hoo.
Never knew what that was called.
Yeah, Song 2. Blur is the band. Love.
I thought it was called Woohoo.
No, that maybe in parentheses it should be called Woohoo because you tell people Song 2 and they're like, no. But yeah, Song 2. Number 3, classic song here on my all-time favorites, 515 by The Who. Great one. Number 2, of course, it was tough to decide between number 2 and number 1. But number 2 actually is 1 by Metallica, one of the greatest slow jam that turned to a rockin' jam ever. Love it. And number 1, I mean, it's easy. Come on now. You can't have a list of best songs and number in the title without Jenny 86753099.
He's got it.
I even said 3099. Tommy Two-Tone. That is my top 5 list, Joel Tatey, of songs with numbers in the title.
This is fun. I like this.
Me too.
Thanks for reminding me of my number 1. All right. Number 5. 151 by I don't know if it's Jid or JID. Either way, I saw this on Euphoria. I'm like, what is that song? I have to know it. It has one of the best beats I heard in a long time. So big props to him. Number 4, $1 Million Man by Lana Del Rey.
Very nice.
It's very I was trying to explain her to people when I went to see her in Atlantic City. Like, this is when she first came out. I'm like, I guess she's like a female crooner, but this song would exemplify her croonerness.
Crooner.
Yeah, what was that? 4?
4.
Okay.
Crooner. So that's our word of the week, crooner.
3, one mic, Nas. All I need is one mic. I mean, this song just gets you amped up every time, right? What? Oh, you're, what did you do? You're dripping.
Also, back from California. She's been to California before I have.
Yeah, California girl. Look, we're all like beachy now.
Or
Say hi.
Hi.
Beachy and
So like and subscribe to the Yo Show, and make sure you check out my channel, Josephine's World, and make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notification bell, and if you don't subscribe, I will steal all your candy and Pringles and chips.
Very good. Good job.
Okay, bye now.
bye for now. Greatest spokeswoman on earth.
Yes. So yeah, that number 3. That's just probably one of the best hip hop songs ever written. Number 2 is Eminem with 3 a.m. It's his like, tributes to all serial killers. It's great. It's like a horror movie in a song. But then Travis Barker did the remix with the drums, and yeah, that's a banger. And number 1,
10th Avenue Freeze Out, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band.
How many times did I dance to that song? I've seen Bruce like 10 times, and that he always does that, and it's such a party. So yeah.
To me, I love the lead in that dan, 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 and then brrr, dan, it kicks into the song. I love it.
Wall of sound.
Yeah, man. And I'm not really a big Bruce fan, but I do love it. All right, so let's rehash, ladies and gentlemen. Mine, in true graphic form, tie at number 5 with Smashing Pumpkins 0 and 25 or 6 to 4 by Chicago. Number 4, Woohoo by Blur. By Blur, also known as Song 2. 5:15 by The Who at number 3. Number 2, Metallica's 1. And number 1, Jenny 86753099. Mr. Tommy Two-Tune. Jewel came back with 151 Rum. $1 Million Man. 1 Mic by Nas. 3 a.m. by Eminem. And 10th Avenue Freeze Out by Mr. Bruce Springsteen. The E Street Band. Another great top 5.
Good job.
Thank you very much. And good job by you as well. Nice. I said, we have to mix it up a little bit. I've ran out of best male. I mean, next is going to be best male singer that wears green pants. And I'm like, I'm out of.
I know, but there's so many like that. I had that Rolling Stone game, and they had a lot of good ones, like songs with you in it, or you know what I mean? Just like different things that we could steal from.
Yeah, I think we did. What did we do a couple weeks ago? Female names, or what the heck was it?
Yeah, like female song names.
Some stuff like that.
Or bands with female names in them, something.
Bands with names of comic book characters.
Yeah.
Something like that. Just trying to find the list. I keep notes like Joel does. I just forget what they all mean.
Yeah, mine are pretty illegible.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. It's a bunch of scribble. But it's kind of neat, though.
Oh, 21 Guns. That was a good one, not choose.
That was Gun.
Good job.
Gun.
That was Gun.
That was Gun. That was very Gun.
It was fun, Gun.
Fun Gun. Stun Gun. Maybe my speakers on. Oh, they are. Whoops. Maybe that's why I'm double mixing. Let's try that. Much better. Speakers were on the computer. Okay.
You can back up a little bit.
Now I can't hear you at all.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see. I turned down the
Oh boy.
speaker. Never mind. Let's see what I did. We'll figure this out eventually. There we go. How about now?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I
Okay.
can also hear double again. I don't know why.
Oh, jeez.
Very peculiar.
Not again.
No, I mean, well, last week was bad because I used the computer speakers. It was it was really bouncing off itself. Not again. Thanks.
We're
You
good.
love us.
We're good.
You really, really love us. Yeah, I don't really get why. Maybe we do this and then. Okay, how about that? Is that better?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear the? Oh, I can hear myself now.
No, never mind. Okay, I see. I see what I did. All right, how about now?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
All right, I don't hear myself repeating myself.
Can you hear screaming Pokemon in the background?
No, I can't.
Okay.
Stephanie Berlotto wants to know how was
Hey.
Kelly? Hi.
Amazing. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, she missed us last week. She was out on a date with her fella.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. You know what? I wasn't too thrilled with the food, I must say.
Really?
Except the food that we actually cooked. Like they caught fish and they cooked it all and made like these. My cousin's husband is like a wonderful chef and he made all these like fish tacos and stuff. And yeah, they were good. But I don't know. The nachos were weird. In-N-Out wasn't all that. I
Really?
like Jack in the Box was good. Did have one of their sandwiches.
Yeah, we used to have that here back in the day. Excuse me for the share thing, but I got to set the song up here. Okay, and there we go. But yeah, I always hear such great things about In-N-Out. I'm very disappointed now to hear that it wasn't that good.
It's a very, very thin patty. It was a lot of lettuce.
Now Stephanie says
I
In-N-Out.
know. Don't come for me. I'm just my opinion.
I thought it was don't come at
I
me.
need beef. I want it like Carl's Jr.
Yeah.
I didn't get that though.
I like big fat bird. Now she said the fries
The
suck.
fries
Now,
do suck. They're like soggy,
Ew.
like cold Wendy's fries.
Ew.
Jack in the Box out, curly fries. They have everything. Everything. They have tacos. Get to tell taco.
Now to me, that's kind of like Five Guys, because I think Five Guys French fries are absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I agree.
Even
I
with the
like
mold
Five Guys
vinegar.
burgers. I like Five Guys until I got sick one time. And I'm like, nah.
That'll do it. I enjoy Five Guys. It depends.
Do you enjoy Five Guys?
At once.
I got you one time.
Well done. Very well done. We're getting ready for the song. I for some unknown reason I see the circle of death. I hope that is not a
What?
issue. You know, you get that circle of death when you're doing computer things.
No.
So we'll see what happens. Anyway, the song is called Before Tonight, brand new by David DeLesso, our guest for this evening. And it came out on the 16th. I enjoy it a great deal. And so if the audience enjoys it now as well. We're going to play it for you here tonight before David comes on around 8:30. So stick around. I will load it up. See, I got the circle of death. I really don't know why. But
Oh, no.
Let's
Oh,
try
I
it.
see it now. What is that?
That's the
Oh,
circle of death.
boy.
Let's try it anyway, see what happens. David DeLesso, Before Tonight, his brand new song right here on the O Show. We'll be back in a few moments.
Do you remember walking down the tracks, all that broken glass, shining like diamonds? Oh, I was the king of everything, and had all that I wanted. Oh, is this fool's love? Is this fool's gold? I thought love is just a thing people talk about in songs. There is always someone else. There is always someone else. So I'm gonna love you like I never loved you. Love you like I never loved you. Before tonight, the first time that I knew you. With the moon view through the window and the salt air in your brown hair, shining like diamonds. Ooh, tonight, 100% pure, 100% sure. This ain't fool's love, this ain't fool's gold. This ain't fool's love, this ain't fool's gold. I thought love is just a thing people talk about in songs. There is always someone else, there is always someone else. Oh, I love you like I never loved you. Love you like I never loved you. Before the night. Oh, now, game something. Oh, now, playing stuff. Oh, now, that was right. Games that I'm playing. Oh, now, we keep beat. Oh, now, the chemical feet. Oh, now, that was wrong with the games I'm playing. Songs, there is always someone else. There is always someone else. Love you like I never loved you. Love you like I never loved you. Love you like I never loved you. Yeah.
All right. I love it. I love the retro feel and a little bit of the disco style and 70s background, etc. Before tonight, David D'Alessio, who apparently Jewel was telling me I've been butchering the heck out of his name.
I don't know. I'm not an expert on pronunciation.
I hate to ask him, but I might have to. So we got a thumbs up and we get the thumbs up and the hearts and all that in the comment section, people to watch and tune in. And we got one from Mike Skill. So, Mike, thanks for stopping in. I love it.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Who was an amazing guest.
Wow.
Back. Love it. That's great. And then we love our musicians, of course, and artists. So thank you very much for that, Mike. Mike was on our show. Terrific. I just love music. I love artists. I love people that mix in some of that old style rock and still keep it fresh today. And that's what I got out of David's stuff. I enjoy it.
Yes, it really reminds me of like a James Blake or a Robin Thicke, and I'm huge fans of that style. So I really enjoy it.
I like that. Robin Thicke is also very good comparison. Like I said,
yeah, you can hear it. You can hear like clips came.
Well, Nachu says always. He's part of the show now. He's got a segment where he bails out, and we thank you.
Nachu, thank you.
We'll see you next week. Thank you, Nachu, my brother Robert Perini in the house.
Woo!
Good evening to you. Hopefully, the little fella is watching as well, because someday this will all be his empire.
Yep.
God help him. Nachu, thanks, man. Have a good night.
One day we just have to like put them in place of us, like Joey and your nephew.
Yeah, we should do that.
Funny.
Without even any announcement, just have it happen one day.
Like be arguing like we do.
Yeah, exactly. It's not so much arguing, more like disagreeing with a lot of eye rolls. That's more or less how we do it. That's what makes us us.
Smile and nod.
Smile and nod. 8:25. We're expecting David in a few minutes. He's all over the house. I believe it. I believe he doesn't sit still. You know what you got to do? You got to give him the phone at 8 o'clock on Tuesdays and let him run around and watch Uncle Jeff all over the house.
Yeah, put it on your TV.
Yeah, you can put it on your TV, on YouTube, if you have a smart TV. Now, Jewel, you just did something or turned something off, and now the echo is gone.
I didn't touch anything.
Is your phone? I don't know. I really don't get it. I'm not that technically savvy.
Is it wire?
I don't know.
Is it good now?
Because I keep us on my phone. I don't know. I really don't know.
You better figure this out.
Right? Man, I am the world's worst producer. Everybody says, "Oh, you're so good as a host, and you're so good at interviewing. Your production and your coordination suck."
No, it doesn't. It's what we have to work with during the pandemic, and now we're here, and someday we'll be somewhere else.
True. I've got the heads up that says, if you're if you're moving on to bigger and better things, you do have to move on to bigger and better equipment. He's watching now, and he sees his Uncle Jeff.
Oh,
that's that little fellow right there in the picture. Too cute.
Buddy.
Hi. Hello,
Say
Robert.
hi.
Thanks for tuning in. He's going to leave his own little comments. Going to say blah, 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 blah.
Right.
He's getting savvy, though. I think he called me like 18 times a night on FaceTime as I was trying to get ready tonight and setting the studio up, because he'll grab the phone and he knows how to find like the last dialed. And a lot of times it's me.
Oh, boy.
And he's smiling, I guess. I just called him out.
My cousin had that happen with her son. He just grabbed her phone and was texting some important people.
Now that's pretty interesting. Can imagine the kind of people on her phone.
Yeah.
Did she talk about anything new and exciting? Anybody interesting? Anything big going on in Hollywood?
There is. I mean, there's so much going on with her Voices in Action, which is like a call for all the Me Too movement, and there's so much more coming out. Yeah, she's just trying to give everyone a voice and working with this organization. She works with like a bunch of different ones, but that's the big one. So hopefully there's, I can't say too much, but yeah, big things. Maybe she'll pop on in the fall when she's in town.
We would love that. If she comes in town, we'd definitely like to try and orchestrate something and have her on our program. She's been on with us before the audio day. I mean, before the video days, just the audio days, and terrific interview. So we definitely look forward to new things. And Jewel gave me a small hint of new things, but I can't say a whole lot.
Right. Under wraps.
I'm taking the Sean Kanan route, telling you I've heard of it, but I can't tell you what.
Oh, yeah. Well, oh my God, he always has things going on.
He does, man. And there was a big party. Apparently him and his wife have threw a big party this past weekend out on like one of the rooftops out there in California. And I know Jimmy was there. I might have been in Florida. I've had Jimmy Starr and Ron were there.
Oh, they are down in Florida.
And yeah, just a whole bunch of their usual outstanding friends and superstars.
And where was the Yosho's private jet so we could attend?
Right?
Man.
That would be great. Like, they just look like they always have fun. Seems like they're partying like 365 days a year, which we should be doing.
Right. I think we do.
We usually do. Well,
mostly.
Speaking of partying, if we have a party going on, I got a guy tonight who I want some of his music at my next party, because I got really down with that brand new song before tonight. Our very special guest, musician out of New York, the awesome Mr. David D'Alessio. David, welcome. Thank you for joining the program. I like it. Finally, somebody who applauds himself to and adds more sound to that applause.
That's the most applause I've gotten in at least a year and a half. So thank you. Thank you.
I can guarantee you all our listeners are applauding as well back at home. We get a good crowd here. They always appreciate great music. And what we heard before that brand new song before tonight, great music. So congratulations on the brand new song. And thank you, of course, for joining us tonight on the program.
Thanks for playing it, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. We love playing music. We love new stuff. And I really got down with it. Me and Jewel were talking about style and clothing. I saw your post about the 70s style and the 70s clothes. And that song just like fits in perfectly with a nice little modern taste. That's absolutely awesome. So let's get right to some questions. What got you into music? Where'd you get your start? Who inspired you back in the day? And
okay. Well, which one? Where do we start?
Well, what got you into your start? What got you into music and led you to believe like this is the career path?
Oh man, I don't know that there's ever an answer to that question. That like you say one day I'm going to be a musician, because it's like a day-to-day thing. Like, am I going to be a musician today? Am I going to be a musician tomorrow? I don't know. So, I mean, we all wear many hats in our lives, right? And our careers, that go through ups and downs. I started when I was young. I started by playing tuba. I think that was No. Ukulele was my first instrument.
Wow.
I was born in Hawaii, so that was like the requisite at school, play ukulele. And then I was in band. For some reason I was late to band, so the only instrument that was left was tuba. So I was stuck playing tuba for a while.
Be on time, kids.
You love that. We love that, right? I can't even do it anymore. It's like this. That's the buzz. I hope that doesn't show up too badly in your microphones, by the way. That was really my lips. Anyways, dropped out for a little bit, but then I picked up guitar, did that for a bit, studied classical guitar in college for a bit. I started writing songs, thought that I could write a song, didn't think I could write a song. Then I thought I could write a song again. It's just like, it's like everything. It goes through its cycles, right?
Yeah, and here you are, and I think it's terrific. It's coming out well. I got to just go back to something you said, because I guess people not from Hawaii say it wrong. Now, you pronounce it ukulele, and we always say ukulele.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I got it.
No, I like your pronunciation.
No, you're right.
You're from Hawaiian descent.
Yeah. So. I mean, okay. Can we wake up, people? We got to get this right, because it is a state, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It's not a foreign
country.
We're
going to acknowledge it as a state, and we're going to acknowledge its language as an official language, right? So ukulele. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
My niece plays too. Do you think it's like I mean, I saw her transition very easily from that to guitar. Do you think it's like a good first instrument for anyone who wants to learn music?
I mean, I'm still learning the ukulele. It's like a thing that I jump back to. It transports well. You can take it wherever you're going on a vacation, shove it in your bag. It's got 4 notes. It's awesome. It sounds awesome. I mean, there's been like a huge ukulele surge recently, right? Yeah, there's this artist MXM Toon. Have you heard her?
Yes.
Yeah. So she's like all ukulele songs. I don't know. A friend just dared me to do an ukulele cover. So you may see that on Facebook on Friday. That's my goal for the week.
Very cool.
I enjoy it. I think it's very soothing sound. It's very island sound. It's relaxed. I always enjoyed it. I know it seems unusual, but I always enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful instrument. It plays really easily. And Jewel, to your point, perfect transition instrument for anybody who wants to get involved in anything with string and a couple hands up on the fretboard. So
there you go. Awesome. Thank you.
So what got you all the way from Hawaii all the way out to New York? Was New York pretty much the goal to move to make the career advance, or was just?
Well, there's always a story, right?
Sure. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, I mean, my folks are from New York. They moved to Hawaii probably on a lark, really. So I always had this sort of like New York thing in my bones, like I was like this guy in Hawaii, in this laid back setting, but I never really quite fit the mold of a Hawaiian. There was always this like little New Yorker inside me. So I felt a pull, to say the least. And then, part of the story of it is the story of me meeting my wife, actually. Oh. So, yeah, I met my wife in Arizona where I was living and going to college. And she said, after college, I'm going to New York. And so I was doing music out in Arizona. And I kept thinking about my prospects, in Arizona. I was like, well, New York, it's a big scene.
Yeah.
I could really do well. So I had a record that was doing really well in that market. And I thought, well, I'll just take my career to New York now. That's what so she moved, I moved. And then I would just say that the focus became more on her and us and what eventually became our family. So that was a piece of time right there. But now I'm sort of trying to balance all those things together again. So I've got this new EP that's coming out in August, which is basically just stories about us and sort of like all our stories. And the single that you listened to before tonight is totally, an incident, if you will.
Tell us what's the backstory about the song before the song.
Well, as I said, my wife and I, we moved to New York together, but then there was some time apart, and there's that. So we broke up for a period, and there was that where we spent time still talking, and occasionally still seeing each other, and right, and so conflict. There was a lot of conflicts there, like. Is this fool's love? Is this fool's gold? It's just like as the song says, and it's just like one of those songs. Like, is this the real thing? Am I gonna love you like I've never loved you, or am I never gonna love you again, like was before tonight?
It's very heavy.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, but it sings well, right? So,
it's such a feel-good song. And then you get the story, but it's still it's a great song. And even to put some of the more serious consequences of life into something so upbeat is really kind of a gift, I think.
I mean, that's the goal, right? I mean, the goal for any pop song, I think, is like they say, you want them big three, right? The gravitas, levitas, and brevitas, right? Gravity, levity, and brevity. And in my mind, it's like, some of the great pop songs like have these like lines that you're just like, boy, that's really stupid. But then like you sit and think about it and you're like, whoa, Lady Gaga, what are you saying?
Right.
Yeah.
The one song that comes to mind, and I don't know if you're familiar with it, is Michael Bublé's Beautiful Day. Because it's actually the story of him breaking up with this woman and the thrill of never seeing this woman again. And my wife's like, no, it's not. I'm like, yeah, listen. And she's like, wow, I always thought this was a cheery, romantic song. I'm like, yeah, it's romantic as in, I'll see you later. But he puts it into such a great upbeat number.
I mean, that's the trick right there. Confuse everybody, but make them sing along.
Well done.
Well, I would describe your sound something along the lines of like a Robin Thicke or James Blake. Who were your early influences, and how do you think your style has changed over the years?
I'm kind of a chameleon in a way. I try on lots of coats. I listen to a lot of stuff. So it's like a song by song thing. Like for this song in particular, it was like Maroon 5, Bruno Mars, even Robin Thicke, I think, was the kind of a thing I was thinking about. And I just wanted like it to be like upbeat, and I wanted to have like that sound. And I love disco. So you all nailed me on that. And so, like, we were in the studio, I was just like, give it a disco beat in the chorus. It's got to be disco in the chorus. But that was the song. I mean, that was that song. I mean, I think we're going to hear another song later on, Talking with My Hands.
Yes.
So, I mean, when I was channeling that song, I was like channeling like Billie Eilish. I was channeling Depeche Mode, like a bunch of different things. It takes me some time because I have to kind of like get the lyrics down. I have to get the sound down, and I'm like, what is it that I want to pull together to make this happen? So they all, like I said, it's chameleon. But I'll take all of those references that you cited, Jewel, very honorably. Thank you very much. That was a very kind statement of you. I mean, the rest of the song has some singer-songwriter stuff, so I always just sort of say I'm a singer-songwriter.
Absolutely. I heard you once say all of your tracks could be taken back to Wild Horses. You did say that, right?
I did say that. That was after a few shots of tequila. I just want to say that there. But I mean, the Stones, right? I mean, it's like they're classic, right? And like, man, remember when Susan Boyle sang that song? Did you ever see Susan Boyle sing that song?
Yes.
She crushed it. Right? I mean, it was like, whoa, that is Wild Horses. But I mean, that's amazing. That's the beauty of that song, right? The beauty of that song is that it transcends like, Mick Jagger's kind of wonky, weird sound, right? I mean, it can go wherever. So like, I guess what I meant by that comment it's just like, when you've got a great song and a great melody, it's timeless. And that's sort of like what I'm always looking for. I'm looking for those like timeless melodies and things that, that anyone could really sing.
Right.
It's pretty cool that you mentioned disco and disco suddenly, back there was a time people were like, disco. And then, when when like any kind of music, when it gets put to rest for a while and you hear it again, you're like, hey, I really like this. And then there's one of the biggest bands right now, the Foo Fighters, have been paying a lot of homage to Bee Gees and playing Bee Gees songs and done Bee Gees covers and all that. So that sound comes back. I've always been big into it. Have you always been a fan of that genre, or is it something like, again, you put it to rest for a little bit, you bring it back?
Yeah, I mean, I think every so often somebody comes along and like does something new with it, and it's really like, do you remember Electric Six? Do you remember that band?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they did some disco songs that were just like insane. They were really good. Franz Ferdinand.
Yes.
Yeah, you remember that? Like they kind of had like a disco-ish sound. And I mean, even Panic at the Disco, right? Like Panic at the Disco actually like brought all that stuff a little forward. Is anybody doing it now? I haven't really heard it in anything contemporary, but I'm kind of maybe out of the loop on like what's actually
you're the leader right now. You're the leader right now.
You guys can get on the ground floor. This is early stuff. That's right.
I do listen to a lot of like top 40 and radio. I mean, I love 50s, 60s, and 70s, and it seems like people are going back to that, but I love it. I can listen to the same song rewarped, remixed, and flip-flopped, and I love it. It makes me think of like Creep, and it has so many different styles, but they bit it off the Hollies, and then Lana Del Rey bit it off, Radiohead. So it's just, I don't know. I like the transition. Anything from 50s up, I'm here for.
Yeah. Well, if we want to zoom in on the 70s, I think it's poised for revival. I really do. I think there's a lot of stuff there now that hasn't really been mined. Have you heard Wise Blood? Have you heard her?
No.
Oh, yeah, I have.
Yeah.
She did a song with Lana, Jeff. Lana's my girl.
Write it down as I remember. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she's another New York girl, but she's kind of having like she's having like a little turn in her career. A lot of 70s-ish melodies, kind of Olivia Newton-John bringing in that stuff in. It's, I think you're going to see a lot more of that. I think that, people are looking to mine some of the older material now. And I think we've kind of done the 80s. It's like actually been overdone. It's time to go even further back. And I'm not confident on a 90s comeback. I got to be honest. No.
I think that's here too. I don't know. There's a lot of like, especially hip hop gets recycled now. So I don't know. I grew up in the 90s. My 90s was my
but I mean, are you hearing any Third Eye Blind bands? Are you hearing any Nirvana bands? Are you hearing Soundgarden making a comeback? I mean, where are those? The emergent genre from the 90s that has stuck with us is hip hop and R&B, right? I mean, that stuff is still here today. So it's like, we don't need to go back into the 90s because it's still around. Right. So it's the rock and roll stuff that emerged, except for the Foo Fighters. I don't want to dismiss you guys, but and Nine Inch Nails, I guess. Nine Inch Nails was a 90s band.
They stuck around.
Yeah, they stuck around.
And continue to change the sound, but they've stuck around.
Yeah.
So the EP is out this summer. You mentioned this far apart. Tell us, number one, about the creative process, and number two, it seems to be the way now, and we ask a lot of artists this: one song at a time, give people a taste, and then put out a little something or a bigger album. Do you like that new style delivery?
I mean, what else is there? Sorry.
Back in the day was
Woo! We're gonna try to get this light back on in a second. I hope that doesn't scare you. There we go.
Yeah, it's good. Well, back in the day, it was kind of like, here's an album, whether you like it or not, and a lot of the songs get lost. I like the singles layouts, all the singles come out first, and maybe an EP, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, the art of the album is lost, though, right? Like the art of like a Pink Floyd The Wall, right? Or even like, to reference Nine Inch Nails, like Nine Inch Nails did a lot of albums that were like front to back, full concept, right? Where it was just like, oh, these are all songs, they're in a cycle, they make sense together. The more I listen to this thing, the deeper I get into the concept, right?
Yeah.
Not so much anymore, right? So yeah, I mean, for sure, we're in a singles market. That being said, I think there are artists who still try to pursue those kinds of things. But I think that the concept of an album as a concept is sort of like lost to the public. Like nobody's marketing it that way.
Right. And it seems like a lot of good songs get lost in an album. Because let's face it, you go to the album for the couple hits that you know, and you don't spend time on, back in the day, it was B-sides or lesser ones in the middle, etc. And that's where I find some of my best music. So I think for an artist standpoint, I think it's good to do the singles and the EPs. This way everybody gets, a good taste of all the stuff available.
But Jewel, you mentioned Radiohead. I mean, and Radiohead is actually a band that I still think like adheres to like a full album and its cycle, and like says, we're going to zoom in here and bring our energy towards this or towards this vibe, something like that. And they're still putting out stuff. I mean, there are actually dozens of bands that are still doing this, but like I said, it's not marketed. It's just that, I don't know, the public is not. I mean, Spotify is not set up for that, right? Like you go to Spotify and it's like, okay, you listen to this song. Now I'm going to throw you 50 other artists that sound like that. And like, you're just bounced out, right? I mean, people are lucky if you hear my song, right? So kind of the truth.
It's actually a great point. And it happens with, even with Apple Music, I'll put on a rock song and 2 songs later it'll shuffle me to a rap song. I have no idea how I got there. It just throws me there.
I mean, it's a good and a bad thing, I feel, because you get exposure to more artists. But at the same time, I do like putting on an album and having that mood of that album. Like this whole album you're gonna feel this type of way if you listen to it. And like interludes are some of the best instrumentals I've ever heard, and they just get lost. So sometimes I have to go back and just find them.
I mean, I think that a part of it is that because the economy has changed towards a singles market, I don't think that writers are actually, musicians, bands, writers are like writing towards the album cycle. They're writing towards singles and like, they're just chunking them out, and it's like, okay, we got a group of 12 great songs. Now Katy Perry's next record comes out, like that's kind of what it is.
No one's attention span is there anymore. It's just,
I know. It's kind of a bummer, though we got to pay homage to Beyonce here.
Queen
right. Right. Because Lemonade, right? It's a thing. It's totally a thing. And it was like not even just an album. It was like a freaking movie, really? Like all at once, right?
Yeah. And you had to go find it as a whole. Like you couldn't chop it up. There was one place to get the whole thing, and she did it smart. No, but I mean, but music has become so expensive to release, right? Mm-hmm. To put something like that out, you need Beyonce's, mint. You need her treasury behind you. Right? It was under Tidal, and that was like the whole. You had to, buy a plan to get into that. So it's definitely not for everyone.
It's not for the weak of pocketbook. It's not for you struggling kids out there. Forget your music. All right.
I appreciate the art, though.
I don't care if you like Pink Floyd's The Wall. It's not gonna get you anywhere. Stop today. Release hits.
We hear that all the time. Like we hear that all the time on our show. Like, where are your sponsors? Like, you got to have 100 sponsors to put on a show. And I'm like,
man, I know it's brutal in all the markets. I know. It's a brutal business.
They tell you to sell the sizzle, not the steak. I try to sell as much sizzle as I can.
Okay. Well, you feed me some good ones. I'll get you some pop. All right. What do we want? What do you want? What do you want? What guy do you want me to be tonight?
So what do you do when you're not making music? What's your downtime like? Do you get a lot of family time in?
Well, I'm a dad. So yes, the answer is yes. And an awful lot of family time because I'm the mommy. I'm the mommy daddy. My wife is, kind of has her 8 to 5 thing. And so I'm the one that's handling all of the house and all of that stuff. So, when daughter's at school, I'm doing a little bit of this, chunking it out, getting it together. But other than that, that's my big gig in the sky right there, which is actually the best gig. All right. We don't want to downplay it. It's the best thing. It makes you the most complete and best person that you could ever be. So for all of you musicians out there hesitant on having children, this is my other PSA for tonight. All right. Is do it. Go have children, because if you're scared, you're going to be a good parent.
As I get interrupted by my daughter.
Right. There you go. Exactly.
it's crazy working from home, like in this setting, because we were in the studio before, now we're home. How do you handle that? Is working at home difficult now? Do you have your music set up there?
Well, I was fortunate that my daughter could go to school full time this past year. Well, with the exception of a few months, but she was in school. So, I had my 5 hours to do it. Yes. To answer your question, yes, I have my studio set up here. I do most of my vocal tracks at home. The other stuff is, kind of all done either in a live setting or piecemeal, like a farming stuff out, or I'm just doing it at home, which is the way of the world, I guess, these days for most musicians. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been doing music for a long time. Do you still get the jitters behind live performances, and do you still get that, I don't know, when you release certain music, or do you ever master it or feel totally at ease?
Oh, no. It's like, are you kidding me? I know. I'm the shit. All right. I know I am on top of everything. I'm the freaking world. All right. No, honestly, are you kidding me? It's like put out a single. And I'm just like, oh my God, is that the right idea? People, is that too much? Or, yeah, it's terrible. It's a terrible set of, it's making yourself vulnerable to the world. It's like taking your guts and like slicing yourself open just a little bit and saying hi. Or, if I were to just like show you my belly right now, which I really don't want to do, it would be like that. Okay. So, yeah, it's always frightening. And even going on stage, no matter how much you practice, there's always that sort of like, who am I performing for, and how can I be the best, have the best performance that I can do. And a little bit of tequila always helps, by the way.
Absolutely. That's what we do here. That's why we always have beer around, Everybody says, oh, you guys are such naturals. Yeah, we always,
Did we toast beforehand? We didn't toast. All right.
We did.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to
cheers.
A great interview and a great performance, as always.
Thank you.
Is there a dream scenario, stadium, concert, collaboration, anything like that that's in your gut, something you absolutely have to or want to do musically?
Oh, I mean, sky's the limit. I'll take whatever. Who would I want to work with? Like collaborate?
Sure.
I mean, first, like songwriting wise, who would be like ideal songwriting? I mean, I'd love to write, even though it would. This is like way out of my, like Bruno Mars would be just like being in Bruno Mars' team would be like unbelievable. I would just like to be a fly on the wall listening to those guys. Right. Honestly, that's all, that would be good enough for me. I know I love so many different kinds of artists, and like I love so many different things that people do that I'm happy to be exposed to whoever I see. I think there's a lot of great artistry out there right now. And I think that's like one of the things that is good about the singles market is that you get a lot of this like stuff where you're like, what? Where did that come from? But then again, you get a lot of stuff where it's just like, oh, come on. That was like the last song. So, I don't know if that's an algorithm or not. But anyways, I just think it's a great time to write, to collaborate, and to produce, because you can do it remotely. You can do it from anywhere. You can have your Zoom calls. We're all used to that now, right? So it's like it's great to connect. I mean, I've written the last 4 songs I've written have all been over Zoom. So yeah, I mean, it's anything goes these days. But there is nothing there, being in the studio, being in the session where you're like in the room and like banging things out, like that's on another level, honestly, because that's about the relationship, and like that's about like trust and really diving sort of deeper into things. So I don't know. It's sort of like, what's your cup of tea for the day, I think, when it comes to, but I'm getting off track. You asked me like what my ideal thing is. My ideal scenario. First of all, I've got a show. I've booked my first show in like 3 years. Yes. It's coming up in Rockwood in New York City. In November, so I'm getting ready for that. It's awesome. I'm cracking open the door. I'm bringing out the guitar again. I'm going to try to figure out how to do this once again. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, would it be great to play Radio City? Sure, that'd be freaking amazing. I'd play Radio City. I'd open for Lana Del Rey. Heck yeah, why not?
Yeah,
You know her? I mean, you can just send her my love. All those.
I was just in California. I was in her neighborhood, but no such luck.
No, yeah. It's hard to make those connections. Yeah. I hear you.
But you shared some big stages. I mean, Colby Calais and Lifehouse. Like, was this
great stuff?
Yeah,
that's huge. Like, what were those experiences like? And what was your like favorite experience or venue to play?
I mean, my favorite venues are always the smaller ones because you get everybody's attention. Right. Like if like this Rockwood gig that's coming up in November is like perfect. It's like 50 people. It's going to be small. I'm going to be able to tell the stories of the songs, and I'm not going to have people like, flipping through their phones or whatever and all of that stuff. So I love stuff like that. Like when I played with Lifehouse, that was a big gig. That was outdoors at an amphitheater. And it was super hot. That was like that was back in Tucson. Colby Calais. Oh yeah, the stage is Colby Calais. That was that was a stage in Tucson. It was like 1,500. It was like sort of right at the cusp when she was coming up. So they pulled the local talent to tag along on her stage. But that was that's a great stage actually. Like those like 1,500 seated shows when you're opening for a larger act, those are also fun too. They're just different. They're all different. But I like to be able to like look in the eyes of my audience.
That's awesome. Some people can't look in the eyes at all, so that's a feat in and of itself.
Oh, it's because I'm looking into your souls to see how these.
I'm grabbing you by the chest.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's gotta be great. So after the EP comes out, what's next? Some touring, another album. What do you got coming up in the future?
Yeah, I mean, putting this album on a show is going to be a trick unto itself. So I'm going to spend some time doing that in the next couple months. Next month we're doing next month there's going to be another single, a video, and then the EP drops at the end of August. And then there's going to be some time between, September and October is going to be just working on the show. And then November is getting the show together. And then, I mean, I'm always writing, so I don't want to say that I'm not. But I like to, this album has a lot of meaning to me. It's, I was talking about the album concept. And for me, this album actually does have its concept, which is, the stories of my relationship and, the stories of being in and out of love, or the, wrestling with love and that kind of stuff. And so, it all sort of falls under an umbrella for me. And so working towards something like that in the future, it takes like a specific focus. Like you have to know, like, okay, I'm going here and I'm going to stay focused on this topic. And actually, since you asked, I have been working on a couple songs that are all under a new theme, and I'm just, it might be even just too early to even talk about this because it's just all sort of like sitting there in my head going, am I really going to start talking and writing songs about this? But I've been thinking. I'll give you a little teaser. I've been thinking about what's been going on with the world. I've been thinking about the state that our world is in. I've been thinking about raising my daughter in that world, and it's brought a lot of emotion out in me. And when I find something that brings a lot of emotion and resonates really hard in my chest, then I need to start writing about it. So that's my little teaser for 2028. All right, that's what's
coming soon.
Exactly.
And I would like to say that we'll still be sitting here or in a studio.
You guys rock. I hope it's awesome talking to you guys. I really hope you make it to episode. Well, it's going to be what,
We're 161 now.
Yeah, so 1,611. Is that what we're?
That sounds right. And
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have
yeah.
you actually have you booked for it right now.
Yeah, let's get it on. Let's get it on the books.
We might move to 7 o'clock by then because I'll be a lot older. So maybe
I'm
7
gonna bring
o'clock.
my cane the next time. All right, my hearing is what? What did you say, Jeff?
What's this music?
Oh, it's so loud. But we would absolutely love to invite you back. Later on when some new stuff comes back. You know, and we love it after the EP, and we'll bring you back on. I got a bunch of stuff scrolling at the bottom.
I see it all. Yeah, beautiful. I love it. I feel like I'm on CNN, and it's like, what the heck is going on here?
I love using every avenue. www.davidDialessio.com is the website.
I gotta know this guy. It's the ground level. Let's start early. I knew him when.
He's also extremely funny as well, and I love that. I love people with outgoing person. It helps us along too because every once in a rare while we get a dry person. We're like,
I can imagine. I can be that way too if you want. It's not a problem for me to shift into that mode.
Multifaceted and talented. The brand new song is Before Tonight. We played it here earlier. It's now available on Spotify, Apple Music, all the major download sites. Brand new EP coming out this far apart later this summer. You can check them out on Facebook and Instagram at David Dialessio Music. David, thank you a million times over for coming out tonight. You're a phenomenal guest, man. You talk great. I love the music. Love the stories, and we definitely want to have you back.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you so much, guys.
Pleasure's ours. Have yourself a great night.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
David Dialessio, ladies and gentlemen. Jewel, I got to tell you, great. He had me laughing. He had me laughing as much as the comedian did last night. He's a musician.
I know. He's so funny. And
he's really good.
The band and the music, it's a great package. I have to thank Nika at Impact Production, PR, Impact PR. Thank you so much for bringing David to us and letting everyone hear his music.
Absolutely, really great. And it's the usual. Like we both go to work to find artists and actors, actresses, PR firms. Sometimes we hit them up directly, and like Jewel brings me a couple and say, "I got this," and I see David. I'm like, "All right, let me look into it." And within a couple of days, I'm like, "I like it. I love what I'm hearing." And we always come out with winners, and he was no exception. He's just a great interview. The music's really terrific. I loaded up the wrong song, though, Jewel. You said "Talking with My Hands." I downloaded the throw yourself in front of it. So let me see if I can
stick to the script, Perini.
I know, right? Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Let me see if I can get us the song that Jewel had already announced. It is. Talking with my hands.
Which, we both talk with our hands, I feel.
I'm saying it's very Italian. I should have just remembered that.
Right.
Rivers on Earth, I should not have known that. There it is. Okay, so I can load this. Let me first get it up, make sure there's no commercial interruptions. There it is. And then I will load that, since that is the song of Jules and David's preference. So we're going to play one more song tonight from our guest, David Dialessio. And share audio and Chrome tab. It is Talking with My Hands. There we go. And it's coming up right now on the O Show. Enjoy that, and we'll be back with you shortly. Tonight's guest, David Dialessio.
Just the two of us, oh, in this dark room, two of us. Just the two of us, an hour with no rules at all. Your body doesn't lie, your body doesn't lie, no. But it doesn't lie, but I do when I'm scared. When I touch you, when I think about you, when I candle burning down. Each by the sheets just slip inside. Touched by the movies playing in my mind. Body doesn't lie. Body doesn't lie. Your body doesn't lie. But I do when I'm scared. When I touch you, when I think about you. When I touch you, I'm talking with my hands. When I touch you, just the two of us. Just the two of us. Touch you, talking with my hands. When I touch you, when I touch you, I don't think about you. When I touch you, talking with my hands. When I touch you.
All right. Little PG-13 action there in that video. I like it. Some sexy stuff right there. Talking with my hands is the song. David D'Alessio, the performer, our very special guest tonight on the Yo Show. Big thank you to him. Big thank you, as you said, to Nakia. And I know she tuned in, gave us a thumbs up, Nakia Cadet. Thank you for bringing us this great artist. And, of course, Mike Skill and all the other artists that you guys got lined up. Some terrific stuff. Bear Reigns in the house. Bear, yo, and good evening. Evan Horn was tuned in, but now he's going to watch the basketball game. Thanks for popping in. Our man Brian Snow, of course, from Snowman in the morning.
Hey.
He says, doctor's orders that I rest, but needed a few minutes with the Yo Show. And do we greatly appreciate me and him like the butt heads on sports. Great sports guy. Check out Snowman in the morning. He really does know his scoop. He's riding high on the Chicago White Sox. He wants to talk about what they're doing at the trade deadline, which he says nothing because he likes to make up with the team. Great stuff. Woo! All right, let's catch up, man. Gotta get my breath back. That video got me kind of,
I really like that song. It reminds me of James Blake, and I really like that style. It's electronic, but it like hits with a good beat. I like it a lot.
Exactly. And we talk about like the modern sound compared to the old sound. And a guy like David does it right. He brings back some of the classic 70s and maybe a little bit of 80s sounds, mix them with a little bit of today's electronic. So it's a perfect mixture. Check them out.
Yeah,
all the
like
stuff is still on the bottom. Yeah, a little
retro,
bit of psychedelic.
Modern pop.
And
trip hop.
And a girl in black bra and panties always helps with your video. So outstanding stuff. Yeah, it's great stuff. Great artists. We always have great ones, and we got more stuff coming up. We'll talk about it a little bit later on in the show. Let's get right to it. It's time to argue. Let's argue. And this week was a fun one. We're going to pick your favorite cartoon dog. You get one. Which people already got angry at right there. Like, how do you pick one dog? Well, I just make them. I just find them and I put them out there. And, of course, you see the options right there. Of course, Scooby-Doo, Clifford, Brian, Courage, Snoopy, Pluto, Astro, Droopy, my God, I forgot his name, Goofy, and of course Lady and the Tramp. And people got mad about Lady and the Tramp, but let's face it, if you pick that, you get 2 dogs for the price of 1.
Oh, they were together? People were picking Lady or Tramp.
Right. And I kind of bunched them. And my man Bear Rain said, Snoopy, I'm with you, dude. I like me a good Snoopy.
Really? I feel like Snoopy would play tricks on you.
Well, we'll get to it.
He has his own thing going on. Like, he's not like a cuddle, puppy.
Some of these dogs.
He's out in the doghouse.
Well, let's take a look because bringing up the rear is a tie between Goofy and Astro. I buy Goofy because he's goofy. But Astro
he always destroys stuff.
I know.
Destroying everything and getting himself blown up.
But somebody wanted a Goofy. I like Astro.
I love Goofy, though. Astro's cool. I don't really... I mean, I watch the Jetsons, but, like, Astro isn't a memorable dog to me.
And the only thing that, like, some people have mentioned, of course, as always, this one's missing, that one's missing. The only person I thought was missing, but he isn't really a dog, is Dino. But Dino's not really a dog. He's a dinosaur.
He is a dinosaur. My dog was missing. You know what I said?
Yeah.
Rolf from the Muppets.
Trust me.
Piano playing.
He's not missing.
I love him.
Next up was Droopy with 2 votes.
Droopy.
And our good friend Chrissy Farrell, who, by the way, loved the painting. And thank you.
I know.
Did she? It was beautiful. She loved it. Like, just kept going on. And she said, I'll cheer up Droopy. That's sweet. Isn't that sweet?
Oh,
so she wants
cute.
Droopy dog. So 2 votes for Droopy.
What a bummer.
Yeah, right? He is so depressing.
Why does your Droopy sound like Trump?
Yeah, my Trump sounds more like this, a little higher pitch, a little more sound.
All right, now do Droopy.
My Droopy sounds like... And maybe they do sound like Droopy huge.
Sound like Stilly.
Next up, Lady and the Tramp. So I gave you 2 dogs for the price of 1.
See, Lady was a good dog until the family had a baby, and then she got kicked out and smacked and teased by cats. So, her and Tramp are doing their own thing. I don't know.
No, they're doing their own thing. All right. Doggy style.
Yeah, they have like 1 million puppies.
Oh, yeah. Not a single of the 101 Dalmatians made the list.
There's a 101 Dalmatian named Joel.
Oh,
So, the only Disney character. She's cute, too.
That is pretty cute. That actually really is. Next up, Courage. And I like Courage. I've watched him, but I'm not blown away. No, why not?
Courage is so scary. That show should not be a kid's show.
Scary.
He sees all the monsters, and he's freaked out. He's neurotic. That poor thing. My sister had a Jack Russell Terrier, and it reminds me of Courage because he was, like, very skitsy, and I swore he, like, saw ghosts.
Oh, man. She's got lost in her hands because they stole the image of her dog. I don't know. Next to me seems to be the most mild-mannered of the dogs, and that's Pluto.
Pluto.
He doesn't seem to get in a lot of trouble. It just seems to be like a regular dog.
I know. He just goes along with everything. Apparently, he's Mickey's dog, right?
Yeah.
He does laugh at people, though. Courage? Oh, yeah. That was frightening.
Yeah, it's trippy. I thought it was cool.
Grandpa was creepy.
Pluto seems very laid back, very easy. So I see, I guess you got to do that. Now, next one to me, and I always loved this dog, but I could not imagine owning it to save my life. Clifford.
Clifford.
Can you imagine him in my house? Henry can barely fit in my house. Can you imagine Clifford in my house?
No, Clifford, no. But she loved him. Mary Elizabeth loved him so much. He grew bigger than her house. Yeah.
And then they made a show. They made a cartoon kind of based on Clifford. It was Dinky Dog, was it?
Dinky Dog.
They had a doggy. His name was Dinky. He was the cutest little dog in the neighbors, so they brought him home. This Dinky Doggy. And he grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. Now he ain't a Dinky Doggy anymore. You had to say it. Google it. Dinky Doggy.
Okay.
Pretty much the same kind. He grew to be like 8,000 feet tall.
Dinky Doggy.
Every time I sing, I get worried when comments, but nobody heard me yet. Imagine having to clean up after Clifford. Oh, Jesus.
I'm thinking Clifford's shit is like magical shit, so you won't have to like clean it up.
It's dumb for like the size of like me. Scary.
Oh,
next up, and I get everybody's concept. I was on the verge of this, but then I started worrying about certain factors. Brian. And you said Brian. You picked Brian. And yeah, Brian's cool to drink with, but Brian also has hanger issues. Brian also likes skeezy women. I don't know about Brian.
I don't know. He's pretty dapper. He drinks martinis. He sings show tunes.
He does. He's entertaining. He talks too much.
Yeah, but he's helpful. It's not like he's an asshole. He's not like Quagmire.
Giggity. But he does like the skank stuff.
I don't think he does. He had a long-time girlfriend. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but he also dates a lot of skanks.
Okay.
Now, number one and number two. Number 1 and 2, very close. A very close call. As I expected, I'm very disappointed. My boy finished second, Snoopy.
Snoopy.
I love Snoopy. He's so creative.
Snoopy and I'm going to get copyrighted. You know the song.
You are. Yeah, okay.
Snoopy.
And number 1, of course. Now, Scooby-Doo is number 1. You're going to get a dog that's going to eat you out of house and home. His best friend's a stoner. He's going to have Stoner Shaggy at your house all the time.
I'm pretty sure he's a stoner too. Scoob is a stoner.
Probably.
Scooby snacks.
Right. So
and
you got
runs from danger. What kind of dog are you?
I mean, really, he's a scaredy cat.
Mm.
He eats too much. He's a stoner. He's cute.
Yeah.
But
I guess.
Scooby-Doo, number 1 on this week's. Let's argue.
Ralph was always my favorite dog, though. I loved him. I loved the Muppets. He never got the credit he deserved.
Snoopy has a flying doghouse and shoots bad guys. Yeah, that right there.
I think that's in his imagination.
It is, but I get married. Apparently, Snoopy's a stoner as well. So I guess the top 2 dogs are stoner dogs.
Yeah.
Speaking of stoner, you know what I found tonight? This isn't weed or anything, but my wife got some of these vapes. Have you ever vaped in your entire life?
Me? No, never.
I've never vaped, and
Is it minty?
It's peach. I was playing with this thing tonight. I'm like, you know what?
Is it the Bang ones?
I don't know. It's this little. It's Rip Bar.
Oh, you don't know what's in those things.
But because I get jealous because I watch some pieces of Joe Rogan, and Rogan's always smoking cigars with his guests. I'm like, I want to smoke cigars, but I can't. I don't smoke in the house, so I got a vape in the house.
Well, yeah, that's better than cigar smoke, and you would ruin all your pop dolls with the smoke.
Good call. We definitely cannot do that.
Right.
Speaking of which, Mancave scores. I'm just going to grab a couple of the shelf. Everyone didn't set them aside. I didn't want to show Jewel this one because she's going to get upset. I thought Jewel was stopping by last night. I had your bag of goodies for you, and you never made it. Yeah, I had your bag of goodies. I had your bag of goodies.
I'm so sorry. Invite me again.
You like my Flyers fans?
Oh, Jesus.
Invite me again. I will. Oh, anyway. So 2 quick ones. I don't even. Did I show this? Did I show Dennis Rodman last week? Dennis Rodman.
I think I might have not been here.
With the multicolor hair. I think I might have shown you. But I got this one, Jewel, and I don't want you to hate me. But I got me an old school, retro style Wonder Woman. Oh, look at that, baby.
You showed that. Didn't you show that twice? I think you showed it twice.
All right, so because I really didn't go out and venture the last couple of days for any new man cave stuff.
You know what? I feel like I didn't really get stuff in California. Do we? You got stuff.
Oh, you got a hoodie.
Oh yeah. Oh, I got a shirt.
And when she wanted this thing, it was a kid, and then the lady was telling her where's the adult size? The bus.
No, they had the coolest hoodies for kids, and I was eyeing this one up the whole week. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get that. So I went in the store the last day, and I grabbed it, and it was this short. I'm like, are you kidding me? And they did. They had the coolest hoodies for kids, and the ones for adults were like those, the stick-on, like you get down the floor. But these were like vinyl, very nice material, like not,
I got one.
She got one. It's very cool.
My wife, we were down the shore. My wife got an iron-on one. It was Polaroid, the old Polaroid camera one.
Oh, yeah.
And
iron on, that's it.
And they didn't have it ready. And she's like, oh, I really want it. My guy, let's get it made. I'm like, I want a sweatshirt. I want this on there. And the guy's like, yeah, it'll be about $85. Like,
What?
I bought it for her. I mean, we got it, and she loves it. But damn, man.
You know that's true because the what's it called, kiosk at the mall. I got. Yeah. Oh, you okay? She just stubbed her toe.
Oh, it's my knee.
Are you right? Shake it off.
Don't say walk it
Great parenting.
Right here on the Yo Show, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, her and my nephew are into that like Among Us game, so I got them each like, a hoodie.
Yeah.
$50 for like a Hanes hoodie and some iron-on decal. Like, what? Can I get a machine? Charge people that?
If you tune in late, I can't help you. You got to watch the replay. No, I'm kidding.
I know.
But
it's great. Ocean was great.
We got some Callie recap. She loved it. Surprised she came home. Looked like you were having a great time. Pictures were great and everything looked terrific.
You know what I saw? It washed up on the beach and no one knew what it was.
Pauly Shore's career.
Ooh.
A
friggin' sea cucumber. And they look like a pickle or something, but they look like a jellyfish, but in the shape of like a pickle. And they were all over.
I've never heard of it.
I know.
Our man Tom Nuspickle in the house.
Hey.
In case the one or two people who just crawled out from under a rock on our program don't know, he, of course, is the guitarist for the amazing St. Ricketts. And, dude, I got to tell you, Tom, I've got like hundreds of T-shirts. This one definitely is number one. My wife's like, can you pick another T-shirt? I'm like, do you see who's on this? No, I can't.
That's a standard. I know.
Very
I feel like a badass when I go to the grocery store in my St. Ricketts shirt.
I know, right? I love it. And it was funny because John and his family were in Ocean City, and I was in Sea Isle, and her whole family went to Ocean City that night. I'm like, dude, let's catch up. And Cassie had like too much to like eat and drink, and we kind of faded early. Bless you, brother. We love you guys, man. St. Ricketts is where it is at. Love you guys. And John, later that night, he's like, yeah, we're like, where you at, dude? Next morning, I'm like, I fell asleep.
Oh, boy.
I feel like a chump.
The Ocean City's dry. Where are we going to go? The wharf?
What's funny? Yeah, I know, dude. Boo me. Yes, I'm being booed. Thank you. I boo myself. But no, because they Tom popped on when Jewel was talking about sea pickles.
Yep.
That's Nuss pickle is French for sea
pickle. I didn't even
pickle and pickle
together. Got it.
Yeah, Nuss pickle is French for sea pickle.
Right.
It's not. I just made that. But now it's because I don't want to like spill the beans, but they pretty much like they put alcohol in water bottles and they walk around and drank and all that, which I could have done, but the missus was tired. I had to, you cater to the missus. We had tons of seafood, like tons and tons of seafood.
Ocean City has the best food.
We had it in Seattle. We had, I think it was Mike's Seafood, and we got like $500 or $600 worth of seafood, like crabs and clams and mussels. And then the next night, me and the wife went to Carmen's at Fisherman's Alley. I don't know if you saw the picture of that dish, the angel hair pasta with the mussels and lobster and crab meat. Ooh, baby. We were talking about you. And I got the shirt on. It's like you got your cue. But yeah, like I'm not a huge seafood guy, but like the shellfish version, forget it. I could eat that all night long.
Yeah, no, and that's pretty much all I ate out there. And I thought I would eat like a lot of Mexican food, and I wasn't prepared for like the amount of seafood though, but it was great.
Oh, Lobster House in Cape May. I have been there once before. Phenomenal. Love it. There's one in Wildwood also.
I'm hungry.
I know, right? I'm a lobster fan. But tonight for dinner, we actually had leftovers from hibachi last night. Like, I go to A1, and I love A1. Anybody in the Fairless Hills area, A1 Japanese Steakhouse is the premier, in my opinion, hibachi. You get so much food, and they put the rice out first. It's nice and hot, so you got to start getting into the hot rice. And I always get noodles, and if the noodles come out, then of course you get the soup and the salad. So by the time like the main meal comes, I'm already halfway like stuffed. So there's always some for the next day, and I enjoy that again.
I haven't been to a hibachi in like years. I heard I should go though.
Well, we should. Miller sucks. I love getting my Phillies updates from my brother. Miller sucks. I don't know what the score is, but it's all.
Oh, I thought you meant the restaurant. We're all talking about restaurants.
I know. Yeah, but like I said, next time you come down or can make your way down, we will go to A1. We go there a lot. My wife loves it. A lot of our friends love it. It's a nice combination because they're putting a good show, which Hibachi needs a good show and good food, and I think they wrap it up perfectly. And they got great drinks. The zombie will change your life.
Oh, they have zombies there. Do you get like the sake? Do they still like?
Oh, they hate you with the sake. They were hitting me hard with the sake last night. I mean,
Sake, it told me.
I'm going to give it to you, Stephanie. I do love Tokai. When I lived in Northeast, we went to Tokai all the time. I got their sushi a lot. I like their hibachi. A little far from me now, so we go, like I said, A1 is 5 minutes from the house. But I do enjoy Tokai. I'll give you that there. Oh, you want to talk about sake? Let me tell you the story real quick. I see you mentioned Tokai, Jewel. So we go there one night, and me and Cassie are probably in the early stages of dating, maybe 1 or 2 years together. And we go, and there's this guy, and it's his birthday, younger guy, and he's with this big group, and he's with these girls. So they start socking him. Now he's showing off and keeps waving on, like, bring it on, and he's sucking it down. Like he went through like 3/4 of a bottle. Never seen anything like it in my life. So they stop and they start going back to the food, and I got sake, and he's like, yeah, bring it, and he's getting fired up. But then I got 2 bottles at once, and he's sucking it down. Well, this hero decides that he's going to stand up. Stands up, falls backwards, smacks his head into a glass picture, breaks the picture frame in the glass, falls to the ground, and they had to carry him outside into the ambulance with blood just like streaming everywhere.
Oh my God.
Be careful of your sake intake. A lot of people are like, there's no alcohol in that. Yes, there is.
Oh my.
Yeah, it was like terrifying.
The picture was probably worth so much money too.
I know, right? It's probably like this real fancy picture.
Oh my God. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, you got a good story? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I wanted soup dumplings out there on the West Coast. So we get the soup dumplings, and I don't know. They weren't, you can tell when they're homemade because they have you can see the handprints and like the love and care.
Yeah,
put in them.
Pinch, right. I love that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can tell these ones are frozen. And then they gave us this. My sister wasn't feeling good after like fishing all day. She got a little seasick. So I was trying to like, oh, what do you want? Do you want like wonton soup? Will that make you feel better? She's like, yeah, wonton. I ordered wonton soup. The broth was like white, like it looked like milk. And then she's like, all right, I'll see what it is, right? And she opens it, and there's these white long things with like fish eyes on it.
Oh my God, I'm sick just like hearing about it.
She got sick all over again. I felt so bad. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Because I'm, as I might have mentioned on the show, I mentioned to you, I'm a wonton soup junkie when I'm not feeling well. I love it in general, but when I'm not feeling good, the kid that smacked his head was cool. And then, ew, to your description. Yeah, you really described that as the worst food product ever.
It was gross. And I didn't want to believe it because it was like, I don't know, $10 wonton soup compared to like what it usually is. But yeah, it was just bad. I felt bad.
Like when they give you like, what's it, that miso soup or something like that?
Yeah.
No.
I don't like miso soup, but I love soup dumplings because they put the pork and the ginger and all that. And it's like, it breaks open in the soup. It's just like Musashi on Street Road is one of the best. I also like Dim Sum Factory.
Now, I don't know. I think we mentioned before, I might have talked about it. Did you ever try Thai Fusion around the corner here, Pendel?
I did.
I like their stuff.
They're a little pricey.
Yeah.
I'm not huge on Thai, but I did,
They got a little bit of everything. They got Japanese, Chinese, Thai. Like it's all a lot of different stuff on the menu.
Love noodles, though.
I usually stick with the duck. And then, of course, with the bamboo shoots and the noodles and the broth. Oh.
I like what's that? The drunken noodles are good, and then the I don't know. The pad thai isn't bad. I don't like a lot of that peanut sauce. It's like overwhelming.
Yeah, me too. I got you. I'm with it. I'm hip. It's time for Jules' favorite part of the program where we do topics because Jewel likes to rant. I get cute and start a little topic, and then Jewel explodes. And we're going to start with my baby love and her little sister, Brittany. Brittany and Jamie Lynn Spears trip tape. And as you know, Brittany is all over the news. Like, look at my girl Brittany. Even with the little face changes. And me or our sister looks like her dad.
Oh, she does there. That's odd.
I know. Very unattractive. It's hard to believe they're related. Brittany's just, I'm telling you.
I have nothing against Jamie. I mean,
well,
Jamie Lynn. Jamie Lynn, I mean, but now she's
There's this social media war, and Jamie's starting to spew out like God quotes, and God bless you all. And Brittany pretty much comes back with, thanks for the subliminal messages there. Just saying, red, like she had a whole red outfit, so now she's calling her red. At this point, where is who's right here? Like, isn't it enough already from the family?
Well, at first she said her whole family, and everyone in America was like, "What? Oh God!"
Almost.
Get out of here. She said the whole family, right? So we were assuming, not Jamie Lynn, because she's always been, under Brittany's wing and her little sidekick and everything. So Brittany's like, no, my whole family hasn't done shit. Not my mom, not my sister. And everyone was like, what? And then Jamie Lynn was like, I always supported you, Brittany. And Brittany's like, no, the hell you didn't. Stop acting like you did when you didn't. So
your Jamie Lynn sounds a little like my Donald Trump. I've always supported you, Brittany.
Brittany, love you, Brittany.
Somebody put a thought in my head, and I might have said this before, and it's scary. But if Brittany Roy has this unsettling stability, and her family keeps selling down the river, and she keeps losing these court cases, don't you think she might eventually just end her life? Does anybody have a fear of that?
What, she could bury them?
Bury herself.
What do you mean?
Do you think if somebody has the kind of mental issues they claim that she has, don't they worry about potential suicide? Aren't they on watch of her? They're taking her entire life away. From what you read and what you gather.
So much. They didn't let her do anything. They're still not. So what the hell? I mean, I kind of believe Brittany at this point, but still, we don't know what drugs Brittany's on. She said herself, they doped her up on lithium and everything else, and that messes with you so bad. So, yeah, I think her brain's a little cooked, which is so sad. I don't know. That poor girl.
And a lot of people go, you'll probably never see a comeback. At this rate, you'll never see a comeback. Even if she gets out of...
She shouldn't, though. Just let her be at this point.
Exactly. She's this new attorney. Is Roy battling the conservatorship and might get her out of it. And even to get her out of it, now she's on her own. Is there some comeback? A lot of people said, forget comeback. At this point, she's kind of just fighting for her life.
Yeah. And what? She's
40, I think?
40. So, yeah, if she gets her stuff together, she gets in a good state, maybe in a couple years, but way down the line. Don't expect anything soon. Let that girl heal. She has just been through so much. And yeah, I don't trust Jamie Lynn now. I just don't. But
I know.
You can't really trust anyone.
It's a shame. And the name that comes to mind when you talk about going through hell, finding a little bit of quiet, trying to reestablish her with a new tour, and then tragedy happens. Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson vanished, had all the court case shit, and it got quiet for a while, and then, all right, I'm going to go on tour. Next thing you know, allegedly is being pumped up full of all kind of drugs to keep him even on his feet, and next thing you know, he's dead. So I worry. I worry about Brittany. It doesn't really affect me, but I worry about it. It's a dangerous
but Michael Jackson, did bullshit too, so I don't...
Yeah.
He can go jump off a cliff for all I care, but I mean, Brittany's she's just been this... I mean, Michael has too, but Michael did some messed up stuff along the way. Brittany never hurt anyone, so...
Allegedly.
Okay.
I know. That's the key word apparently when it comes to
Allegedly. That's what Jesus and Mary did. They just sprinkle it all over their webcast.
Exactly, allegedly. The brothers Manning, Peyton and Eli. Now this to me, I don't know. So Monday Night Football, which has become a disaster. They can't find a good cast. They can't find good commentators. They can't find good anything. For some reason, the picture never loaded. But Peyton Manning and his brother Eli are going to do kind of a separate broadcast of the Monday night games. It's the regular games on ESPN. This is going to show up on ESPN2, and it's going to be their outlook with special guests, former players. They're calling it a mega cast, pretty much by the Manning brothers. Now, I know you're not a big football fan. You probably don't watch all the time, but is it over? Is Monday Night Football over? Are the gimmicks done? Like, this to me is a gigantic gimmick to try to bring people back to the game. I don't see it.
I think this whole year has just been a flop with sports in general.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe just get everyone healthy and just stick to Sundays for now, maybe.
I agree. I mean, a lot of people hate the Thursday night games. They're always a tragedy. The Monday night games are always bad matchups. The games end late. The games are usually bad. And now I got to listen to, I mean, Peyton's decent. His brother, like Eli's a wet noodle. I don't want to hear him. I was kind of hoping he'd fade away. I'm not attracted to this at all. And they're going to have a regular broadcast team do the game on one station, not one network, one station. And on another station, these two yeehaws are going to be critiquing as well. Like,
well, they all get their millions. That's why.
Right. And now Disney's involved too. Disney, ESPN, all that. And, you know, it's right. It's all ESPN and Disney have announced. And I'm like, come on now.
You know, I saw this post by this teachers group. I don't know why I saw it, but it was like, you know, I quit my teaching job to be a bartender because I make more. I get bitched at less. I get loads more thank yous. And she gets paid more and tipped than being a teacher. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, the imbalance of it all.
Is she hot?
I didn't see her picture.
I think every hot female should bartend. I mean,
wow.
Men just love throwing money at hot females. They do for tips. They do.
And hot guy bartenders. What do you?
Well, I don't know. To me, the only hot guy
bartenders make more if you're attractive. That's the sad fact. But you have to be good though. If you're personable and you're like talking up a storm and making people laugh, like Andrew.
Speaking of attractive males,
I know, right?
James Bliner, ladies and gentlemen, the second best looking male to ever be on the show besides me. What's up, dude? Thanks for tuning in. I love it. We got to get him back on the program as well.
Yes, he's got a bunch of projects coming up.
He does, and he is an excellent interview. Great dude. We love him, and also sends great gifts. Still love the socks.
I love my socks.
I do. One impressed me chase a real pig around the field. I like that. That's a game. To me, that's a game. But then all the animal rights activists will be all over us.
Nope. Can't do anything.
Right. We don't like their idea. Rob Lowe, speaking of good-looking males, Rob Lowe, 57 years old. He recently took a vacation with his family. He said sometimes you have to Gilligan's Island it and get away. And his kids were like, get away. You're like on Instagram. Which is great. His kid's going to throw him under the bus, and his kids are like, yo, put your shirt on. But I tell you what, Joel, 57 years old, come on. Not bad.
Oh, yeah. I always loved him.
Right. Handsome man, 57 years old. He was recently, him and the family were recently on Family Feud, which I love. I think he's great. Some people say he's phony, but, you know, it's charismatic either way. Are you a Rob Lowe fan?
I am. I was always a fan. He looks like Zac Efron now that I'm looking at him.
Yeah, a little bit. Bring that back.
Like Zac Efron with work done.
Zac Efron, before Zac Efron got like that mungo chin.
Yeah, 57. But, yo, his kids always roast him on Instagram, and it's hilarious. They do it. They have been for, like, this is ongoing. If you look back at his posts, it's always his kids, like, busting on him. I think that's so funny.
Yeah, like, because apparently to me, Moore said the same thing. He said, sometimes you just got to get away and vanish. And he's like, yeah, sometimes you got to Gilligan's Island. And his kids are like, Gilligan's Island? Vanishing? You're on Instagram.
Dude, I don't know. I would be mortified if my child, like, called me out.
Andrew said he's a nice guy and authentic. I pick up that nice guy thing. I always get a good vibe off him. And, you know, some people are like, I think it's phony. I don't think so. I always thought he was funny. I love him in movies. I love him in the serious stuff. I love him in his funny stuff. I like him. Like I said, when he was on Family Feud, I was cracking up. I thought he was great.
Oh, I have to check that out.
57 years old. God bless him. From sexy male to sexy female, it's Megan Thee Stallion, who is on the cover of the new Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. And I like this, Jewel, because
I'm sure you do.
well, let me catch myself. That might take a few minutes. I like this one because to me, it's the skinny, be a rail, be 100 pounds, get on the cover if you're emaciated kind of thing. To me, has always been junk. She's built real, and she says, she's like, finally, like, my body is going to be celebrated the way I'm built. I've got no problem with the way she's built. I have no problem at staring at this picture for quite a while. It's funny because apparently this bathing suit was a $27 bathing suit on one of those website stores, which was hilarious. They said, like, women are rushing out to get it. Cool bathing suit. I like it. I like her. I mean, I don't like her music. I'm not into, like, I don't think that, but I think it's a great choice. What do you think?
I like her. I like her music. I mean, they don't call her a stallion for nothing. So, and yeah, I mean, you can find some great finds on those stores. So yeah, you don't have to, like, if you got a body like that, I think the clothes just are an accessory.
Right, exactly. You don't really checking out the clothes. I think it was Fashion Nova. One of those big ones that all the girls.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, I think it's
There's
Fashion Nova.
But, I mean, Sports Illustrated had Tyra Banks. I think they were always pretty good about that.
I love Tyra Banks.
Yeah, I love Tyra too. I really do. Ew.
When she tunes in, she's gonna be so upset that she sees that. No, but I love Tyra Banks. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but to me, like, there's, I don't know. If I could see your ribs, the only time I want to see ribs is smothered in barbecue sauce. Like, I don't need to see a girl's ribs.
Well, yeah, I was just talking to my cousin about that. She's an actress, and, you know, it's like you have to be this to play a part, and it's just not like that anymore. Like, you have to be real and have, like, real body to get anything. So it's not that you know, heroin chic that used to be the 90s. So
yeah,
I love the body positivity.
In case you're just tuning in, there it is again. And for those just tuning in now, there it is again.
You know Jesse James Decker? I love her.
Yes. Oh, I love Joe.
Yeah, she got all this shit because she gained like 10 pounds. I mean, she just looks great. I don't understand how people say anything about anyone.
I got to say it again. Now, her husband, he's a stud, right?
Oh, yeah. Eric Decker.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy.
Yep.
He had a couple really good NFL years, and then he kind of fizzled, but he's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, I used to watch your show. Oh, my God, they have a beautiful family.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a family. I'll calm down now. Next up, I like this one. Actress Shailene Woodley, who, of course, is very famous for being the current Aaron Rodgers' girlfriend. She said sex scenes in movies with bras is unnatural. And she said pretty much like the first object I want to take off is a bra. Very uncomfortable. And nobody's having sex with a bra on. Again, her picture got lost in the next year or two. Seriously, as a kid, you always look for, you want to see naked scenes as guys only. I say naked scenes. But seriously, how corny are movie sex scenes? Are they corny? You look at them like nobody has sex like that.
I tell you what, I just finished season 1 of the morning show, and there was a lot. I mean, the dialogue and everything was so good. And I laughed, I cried, and I was like, oh, well, there has to be, because it's about a sex scandal. So I'm like, assuming there's going to be a lot of sex in it. But I think they did it so classy. Like, it was just enough where it was like, okay, but I'm not that person. Like, I don't need to see all that. Like, it's insinuated, like the old movies. You don't have to see everything.
Right.
But then I was thinking of, like, I get, you know, all of the Hulu and Netflix and stuff, and it was in the cut. And I'm fully aware. I've never seen the movie, but it's Meg Ryan, and she's, like, full frontal. I only know that from Knocked Up because they go through all the scenes and they tell you which one. Like Meg Ryan in the cut, 30 minutes in. But I don't know. Like, as an actor, half the time you have a body double anyway. Right?
A lot of times.
Yeah. And Justin Theroux, they show his butt like all the time.
Somebody did crush the rumor that I thought that Phoebe Cates was a body double in Fast Times when she comes out of the pool and takes off. Probably the most popular guy scene ever. And I thought it was a body double, and apparently it actually is her. She was only like 17.
But they don't show her face at the same time? What?
Yeah, they do. You see, she was only 17. And I don't know how they...
No.
I don't know how they get away with that.
No.
But she was a beauty. She disappeared from acting. I loved her. I thought she was just beautiful. But yeah, she's gone.
Wasn't she? She was like in a show or something, right? Oh, I just saw her on The West Wing. My dad and mom watched The West Wing like constantly.
That's a very popular show. Like people like rewatch. That's another Robert program. He was in that for a while.
Oh yeah, that's probably why I was thinking of it.
There you go. A great one here, Jewel. She said, "No, this has always been a giant fear of mine. And I'm glad that I am already proposed and married and all that good stuff." So this fella takes his girlfriend to a minor league baseball game. It's a Red Sox affiliate, and she's on the dugout. He comes out with the engagement ring and proposes marriage. As you can see from the second photo, it doesn't go all that well as she jets from the dugout and apparently runs up the aisle, and he turns around and runs after her, and we never really got an official, but apparently, according to witnesses, she said no. Number one, as the dude, can you recover from this no? And number two, would you ever want anybody to propose to you in this fashion?
Oh my God.
Look at the picture. The girl looks
if she's not the most diehard minor league fan that, you know, her father owns or something, like why? Why would you do that? And then I think of like Kanye. Remember he proposed to Kim on like the field, that he rented out the field. Yeah. But I'm like, oh, it's Kim Kardashian, so she might not like being proposed to on a friggin' baseball field. And all he had, like, he didn't have Lana at that time. He had the orchestra playing a Lana Del Rey song, right? Yeah. So she gave in and said yes. But like, unless you are the most diehard sports fan, and this is like, even when the Eagles won the Super Bowl and people were like proposing.
Yeah.
After, I was proposed to the day before, it didn't really count. But like during, you know what I mean? I just, or like a banner or something. I think that's so cheesy. I'm sorry. And I like sports. I'm not against sports, but
Evan Horn's
I'm sorry if anyone has. Oh my God.
Evan's on the side of the no.
They look young. They'll recover.
They'll recover. But that's a big meatball hanging out there. Can you imagine his buddies at work? Yeah, how's the game last night? Fuck you.
I mean, it's not even like a spectacular game. It's like a minor league baseball game.
That's even worse because there's not. I don't know if you've ever been to a minor league baseball game.
Yeah, plenty.
There's not a lot going on outside of the game. It's not. I mean,
no, that was like the main event, and you freaking ruined it.
But you were center stage for the flipper. You can type fucker. We're all right here. Right, you were like it. You were the attraction. Probably why like 1,000 of the 5,000 fans even came out to watch you do this. And
all right, so that's absolutely the worst. Like at a sports event, you know. What else is the worst? Just saying it without a ring.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that sucks.
Having your kid do it, I don't like that either. Like, don't have your kid do it for you.
I did one bad thing in all my years of a relationship. Girl breaks up with me. I was all distraught. Her favorite cartoon character was Ernie. So I rented an Ernie costume and read her this poem as Ernie to try and get her back. Yeah, man. She's like, dude, I know it's you, and this is creepy. I'm like,
oh, my God.
I took the mask off, and I'm like, guess we're not there. Yeah. Hey, Bert, I'm getting the fuck out of here, Bert. Dude, like, the shoot down was like royal. Like, poor Ernie. I think the costume's like heart still hurts. I think that
really happened. Oh my God.
Yeah, it really happened. that was well. Don't know. Oh, come on, dude. It's what we do here on the show. I tell people on the show I take Viagra. Come on, we're all out here having fun. It's nothing to Howard Stern went and say, "Yeah, dude." I was like, "That's when I was young and stupid." Though. Now I'm sexy. I got a sexy lady that loves me, and I don't need that crap.
Yeah. So how did you do it? How did you pop the question?
To Cassie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was really good. So it was Christmas Eve, and a lot of people don't do Christmas Eve. I don't know why. So I went to Michael's Arts and Crafts and got a bunch of little letters to spell out the words, and I got her 5 gift boxes. And she's like, "Oh, look, 5 little boxes." I'm like, "Yeah, every box is something special." And there's a clue inside the box, and she would spell out the word. And, of course, it started out with Cassie, and it says Will and you. And she gets to marry, and she's like, "What?" She didn't even get to me. And she looked at me, and I had the ring and on the knee, and she started crying, and I started crying. And, you cry. Dude, I don't care how tough you think you are. When you propose and a girl says yes, you cry a little bit. You do. I'm sorry, you do. She was like, "Wow, that was really creative." And I just kind of came on my own. She still has the little gift boxes upstairs.
So cute.
It was pretty cute.
Cute.
It was a great moment. And here we are 4 years later. 3, 4. I don't even know.
I cried looking at the ring.
I'm telling you, man. And it's funny because it was the ring. You're not supposed to be watching. You're not supposed to know this side of me, Stephanie. But and it was even better because I picked out the ring, the exact ring to see. She would always go and she said, "Oh, I love this ring."
Oh,
and
that's thoughtful.
Yeah, I'm like, "I'm getting the ring."
Not everyone does that.
I did. Because she would always look at jewelry magazines, and we'd always go to certain stores where she would look at jewelry, and I'm like, "You know what? Put it in your brain because the moment's coming." And I knew after X amount of time, we bought the house first, so we were here. I'm like, "All right, this is the step." And then I just put the radar on. I'm like, eventually it's going to come. Eventually you're going to hear I would love for a guy to give me this ring right here. But it got to the point where she was like, we were at the store one time. She said, "Can I try it on?" I'm like, "Oh, she's trying it on." Can't get a bigger hint than that. So.
At least you didn't make her wait 9 years.
No, I think it was, wow. What were we, 4 years? 5 years, I think. But it was a matter of...
That's acceptable.
It was a matter of her graduating college, getting a nursing job, getting into the house.
Especially schooling and how, that's...
Right. We wanted the house first, so... And then they honeymoon to Bermuda on a cruise, which is the best.
Very nice.
My next honeymoon, if I ever get remarried again, which I won't, but it'll be in outer space. My man Jeff Bezos. So Bezos and his crew launched his own rocket ship in outer space. The Blue Origin is what it's known as, and the picture of him and the crew. And they launched just to the verge of outer space, and they turn around and come back. Now they're talking about.
Eddie Redmayne?
What's that?
Is that Eddie Redmayne?
That's him in the middle. The guy in the far right looks like Cash Cab.
He does look like Cash Cab. I'm talking about the far left, Eddie Redmayne. You know who?
Maybe. Wait a minute. That might be. I don't even know.
I don't think it is.
So Amazon is talking about commercial outer space flight, affordable. Would you ever go on a rocket just to visit outer space?
If you're Jeff Bezos, but they were saying on the radio today, you should just send up people who you don't want on this earth anymore. And who would you send?
Jesus. If you imagine how crowded that line would be.
Oh, jeez.
And it's funny because you look at the pictures and the video, and he's just walking up "Hey, I'm heading to outer space." I'd be shitting myself. Did I lose you? Yeah, you're in still life. Oh. For some reason, we always lose Jewel right towards the end anymore. I don't quite know why, but we lost her. But that's the story. Jeff Bezos and his outer space launch, looking at commercial outer space flights brought to you by Amazon. I pass. Last topic is Taco Bell, who has talked about a major shortage and potential closings due to supply shortages of ground beef, taco shells, chicken. Send Whoopi Goldberg. First class, dude. I'd pack her bags. The thought of no Taco Bell scares me. I know it's bad food. I know it makes you sick. I know it gives you the runs. I love Taco Bell. So I can't imagine life without Taco Bell. But right now, as everything is in the shortage, ground beef, taco shells, chicken, and all that becomes an issue for Taco Bell, who's talking about potentially some serious damage in the near future. All right, we got through all our topics. We got through our guest. Did great tonight. Jewel is making a comeback. Let's see how we did. She is the white circle of death, just spinning and spinning. There you are. Hi.
My computer died. I'm sorry.
It does. It seemed to be like the end of every program. It's like she feels like I've had enough. I don't want to make it to the end.
Sorry, I froze. I got to get a better computer because this battery just doesn't last.
I got you. So basically, the last topic was, the shortages of ground beef, chicken, etc. Taco Bell, and the potential of closings of Taco Bell locations. The danger. I'm a Taco Bell fan. This worries me.
I love Taco Bell. That's
right?
sad.
A lot of females like Taco Bell. Why? Can I ask you why?
I guess it's fast food that you might not feel horrible about, but then you eventually feel horrible about it. And then we're just obsessed with tacos, as all females are. So I don't know. And it's like deliciousness, and you don't have to cook it. There's just something about a Taco Bell taco or a burrito or cheesy gordita. I don't know. They put something special in it.
I'm into the burrito because I don't like their lettuce anymore. They've got some funked up lettuce that doesn't really do it for me. But like I said, as a kid, I would go to Taco Bell after school and I would get the 12-pack and eat it myself. Like,
I usually get a cheesy gordita crunch, a cheesy bean and rice burrito, and
vegetarian.
Any taco supreme.
I know. Burrito supreme.
Get to Del Taco. They had a Del Taco out in California, which I wanted to try. But we had so many authentic tacos from like real places that we didn't get like fast food tacos, which I was kind of disappointed about. Apparently, Jack in the Box has excellent tacos.
That's what I hear. I don't remember that from back in the day when they were in PA. They're not in PA anymore.
Right. Yeah, that's what my mom said. Yeah.
So, let's do some shout outs to people to give us likes, loves, and emojis. Of course, everybody that watches, we greatly appreciate it. The Bear Reigns of the World and Stephanie's and Evan Horn and Nachus. We love the regulars that come in and watch. But some people give us like and love emojis. And big thanks to Rick Chinati. Rick, thanks for coming on. Janice B.B. Rittenhouse. Thank you, Janice. That's very nice of you to stop in. Andrew James Blidner, of course. Thank you, dude. My brother, Robert Perrine, with some positive and actual thumbs up. Nakia Cadet, of course, the great PR woman. Mike Skill. I love that one. I might take that picture. Bear Reigns, of course. Thanks for the love, dude.
All these stars are like,
I know, right? Susie Corey. Susie Corey, thank you very much. My wife, Cassie Perini, thank you for the love. Jen Hines, of course, my cousin, Alicia Geist. Stephanie Bertolato says the cheesy gordito crunch with the Dorito cheese taco shell.
Where's that, girl?
That's advanced. I hope you're saying that through the drive-thru because I can't even pronounce any of that.
I know. And I'm always the one. I'm like, what do you want? Say it slow.
And see, for me, it's like I want tacos and a burrito supreme. But some of these orders, like
burrito supreme.
Like if you're my lady, I'm stepping down from my guyhood. Like, yeah, you say that shit at the window. I'm not saying it.
It's like Starbucks ordering.
Oh my God, yeah. But I do like all kind of Taco Bell stuff. Great creativity. We went through all the topics. Jewel, we crushed everything tonight, so let's take a look at what's coming up in the very near future. Jewel has a couple of guests on the line. We're going to situate those dates, but the ones we have concrete and locked in, starting out with next week, ladies and gentlemen, we need you all to come in. We need you to tell your friends. We need you to tell your friends, because next week, right here on the Yo Show, we're saying a very happy birthday and celebrating with a very special guest, the amazing Tiffany Mosher, ladies and gentlemen. She is part of the Yo Show family. She is our backup. She is our backup stepsister, maybe. I don't know what to call her, but anyway, she is lovely, amazing. She's been doing a ton of podcasts and webcasts in support of her book. She'll be here next week celebrating her birthday. I told her, Jewel, and she's very excited. I said, all the topics and talk is yours. Print the show up however you want it to go, and we will follow. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so excited. So we're going to do it, you know, so she's going to like line it up.
I understand. I have to have her like book displayed.
That would be a great idea. The special guesting is Rocky. We're trying for you, Tiffany. Either way, Jewel and I will be here to celebrate your birthday. We love you dearly, and that is next week on the program. Jewel's got something for August 3rd. We will announce that next week. August 10th. It's getting so close, I can't even handle it. I'm stoked beyond belief. One of my all-time favorite guests, one of my all-time favorite people. And if I wasn't married, I would propose to this girl tomorrow by going to a baseball game. The one and only Madeline Zima, ladies and gentlemen, joins us on August 10th. You remember her from Gracie, from The Nanny, and, of course, Californication, Twin Peaks. He's got a brand new show coming out now. Jewel's got a dude piece on Madeline Zima. Hit me.
Oh, well, she's in Hacks on Amazon Prime with Jean Smart. And I just watched her movie this weekend, Painkillers, is on Hulu. Suggested for me. I'm like, oh my God, it's Maddie Zima. And she's with Misha Barton. And it's like a horror, thriller, vampire kind of flick. So I had to watch it because I had to see Maddie Zima. And I was like, she's going to be on my show on August 10th. So you got to watch.
I love her. And I'm not ashamed to say it in public. I have a massive Madeline Zima crush, but I'll behave myself.
We have her number. Crazy.
I know. I'm not going to pull a Brianna Dale and get out of my mind.
No,
because Madeline don't take no crap, and she tells me on the text message like, I want the show to be like this, and make sure we do this, none of this. So.
Whatever you say, Madeline.
Whatever you say, indeed. The fact that she texts me and calls me just blows my mind. I absolutely love her, and she's also a great interview and a great guest. So August 10th, that's kind of because she's amazing.
Speaking of, we're getting Jamie tickets, right?
Yes. Mr. Jamie Kennedy is coming to town in August. I'm not announcing dates because I don't want you people to steal my scoop and steal all the tickets. But Jamie Kennedy is coming to Philly August, I think 27th, correct?
That's like next month. You're working on it.
I know. I tried Alyssa so far. She kind of blows me off. But we're trying. I'll try her again. So the 17th, we have something. Jewel has something. Again, we'll announce it next week. Jewel and the girls from Impact work hard, and they just getting dates situated for their guest. The 24th, Jewel Tatey, I'm very happy about this, and I'm very excited because we're having on one of our favorites, a podcast star, as I like to call her. She's got a brand new program coming out called Ascend and Conquer. This is a brand new show. She's been with us before. She also runs Indie Pod United, which is a great convention of podcasts. And when that comes up, our show, Tina Marie Trimpert returns to our program, Jewel, on August 24th. Very excited about that. Love Tina. Love that picture. The painted lips. We love you, Tina. August 24th, back on our show. She wants to promote her new show, of course, and we're excited for that. Jewel froze mid-clap, so that's why you're not hearing her anymore. September 8th, my man Bear Range is more than good enough to share this young lady with us, and she'll be on our show as well. Singer, songwriter, local, lovely lady Laura Cheadle will be in our program. Can't wait for that. She's got so much stuff. She was just out in California, and she's doing all kind of shows here in PA. An awesome musician, a lovely young lady. We had a great conversation, and she's going to be with us September the 8th. Jewel's freezing in and out, so I think we're going to wrap up. One more guest we have to announce. This one was just signed up September 15th. An amazing artist. She's played with Aerosmith. She's played with the Bella Strings. It is cellist Sarah Chaffee. She's going to be, I got to tell you, she was so hard to track down because she's always so busy. Finally got to talk and said, love to be on your program. I'm going to talk about the Aerosmith stuff and the Bella String stuff and cellist. We love stuff like this. We had a violinist on a few weeks back. Cellist is going to be on. Sarah is very awesome, super cool, and a great talent. And I can't wait for that. Yeah, man. Bear's going to happen. Laura Cheadle. Can't wait September 8th, dude. Can't wait to have her on. She's excited. It's going to be great. We've got some great guests lined up. And it's, of course, Sarah Chaffee, as we said. So we have a terrific lineup and more. We've been talking to PR people. We got people lined up. Got close to October. Getting ready to get into the door here on the Yo Show. Top 50 show is rated by the Los Angeles and New York Weekly Times. So we're promoted. We're doing it for you. We're working hard through COVID. And now that COVID is over, we're just here entertaining the masses. And we love you so very much for tuning in. All our great fans, all our great guests, all the great PR people, and everybody out there that ever tunes in. We thank you 100% from the bottom of our heart. That is it for tonight. We're wrapping up another great Tuesday night. A huge thank you to David D'Alesso. Don't forget the brand new song Before Tonight is out right now on Spotify, Apple, and all your major sites. Check out his videos out on YouTube, on Facebook, David D'Alesso, and on Instagram at David D'Alesso Music. Definitely an amazing artist. Worth checking out. Hilarious guy, too. Very cool. And we thank him so much for being on this program. We will be back next week, Tuesday at 8 o'clock. I'm going to give a gigantic shout out to my wife, Cassie. I love you dearly. Some things just bring us real close, man. And tonight, this episode is dedicated to you and everything you are. And stay strong, stay smart, and together we get through anything. We love you too, Bear. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody that tuned in. We're going to take you out with the music of St. Ricketts, where fire cannot burn, at www.stricketts.com. Their great guitarist, Tom Nuspickle, stopped by tonight and said hello to us. We always appreciate that. I appreciate these guys. I love them so very much. Let's just go through the motion here. We'll share it. We'll share the audio. We'll share the tab. We'll click it. We're ready. We're ready to say goodbye. Jewel Tatey, a little technical difficulty, so thank you to Jewel Tatey. She thanks everybody as well. Sent me a text and wanted me to share a goodnight kiss to our fans and audience out there. We will see you next Tuesday, 8 o'clock, Tiffany Mosher's birthday. Mwah. We love you, Tiffany. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you then. Whoops.
Was it truly blessed if the taste of it poisoned deeper than you know? Kindly answer this. Was the point of it just to reach new heights of low? So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot burn. Wanted to embrace what it takes for it, pouring salt into the world, willing to erase what I'd lose for it, to accept what I assume. So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot searching for something, destined for nothing, losing composure over and over. Truly blessed if the taste of it poison deeper than you know. Kindly answer this. Was the point of it just to reach new heights of love? So I'm pulling the anchor and drifting away, blinded by reason beyond disarray. It's what fire cannot burn. It's what fire cannot